Good morning, greetings. We are live. Welcome to 5 Play Friday Live. Super excited to be here. Hope everyone is doing well as the season wears on. League play, we can get a little worn down. Yeah, and we got playoffs coming up, so yeah, we got to take care of the body. Take care of the body. Hope everyone's doing well. Who's in the house? Michael Myers, prodigious producer of video clips to send to 5 Play Friday. We got one in the show today, Michael. Finally, I apologize. Tom Hickey is in the house from Milwaukee. Ooh, coffee time. Yeah, I hope somebody took the over today. A rare over? The season kind of 50-50. Chuck Radliff, good to see you. Is today Groundhog Day? Is it really? One of my favorite movies. I really loved it. Yeah. Richard Masterson bringing the Rhode Island contingent, a representative of the Rhode Island contingent. Jesse, good to see you in the chat from North Carolina. Awesome. Stan, working the doubleheader. I have a doubleheader tonight. Boys JV and varsity at a school with a very intimate environment, and I know it's going to have two great student sections. It's going to be a rocking setup. It's so enjoyable when we go to our high school games, and it is the high school experience. You know, the cheerleaders, both squads. Hopefully there's a band, but I don't think there will be tonight. Yeah, the doubles. All right. Coffee is the key component there, Zooch. 4TS. 4 T's. I don't know how I would pronounce that. Let me know. The Jazz kind of getting in the Warriors' way for a possible play-in berth. Unsuspecting excellent season from the Jazz. Scott Burkhart is in the house. Good to see you, Scott. Earl Schaffer. I like it, Mike. I like it. Okay. 500 miles. That's a long way to go for your game. State hockey semifinal. Excellent. Now, if you're a hockey official, you're wearing a helmet, right? And you've got a chin strap. How are we navigating the beard, which last week I think I described as mellifluous, which doesn't have anything to do. Mellifluous is related to sound. There's some fluous that's related to a flowing beard. I don't know what it is. So what do you do with the strap? How does that management take place? Let us know in the chat. Kevin, good to see you from the Bluegrass State. Colorado Springs, Colorado, I don't know. What is the state motto? Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, you got to go in knowing all the things in those situations. Yeah. It's just a fact of life. We're going to get those games. My game tonight is two local schools, but I don't think it's a natural rivalry. But when you have that, and especially if things start to get a little lopsided, or maybe there's been some social media communication between the teams, it's just like we got to have antennas up in those environments. Mark, where in the world is Mark Asmussen? Today he's in Dallas, Texas. A frequent flyer for sure. Mark, good to see you. Yeah. But we've pulled it together. We have pulled it together. It's important in the end. We got it done. No. Hey, Frank O'Connell. Show supporter, Frank O'Connell. Good to see you, Frank. Appreciate it. The over one for sure. Adam C. is in the house. Hey, wait a minute. I got to get this right. Jason Hayes. Where's my applause? Here we go. Wait a minute. Jason Hayes. First state tournament assignment. Awesome. Well deserved. And is it are the assignments all complete, or is there an opportunity to move to the next round? Here in California, when we get state tournament assignments, they'll come out with you've got this game, and you may, in addition, get additional games, but not necessarily. But that's fantastic, and we have to celebrate those milestones, especially when they are goals. And of course, it's a goal, though, that we cannot control. I cannot ensure that I get a state assignment. All I can do is do the things necessary for me to be considered as a state assignment, or can't be denied a state assignment based on our performance. So it's one of those goals that we put up on the board. It's an objective of ours, but we can't control it. All we can do is control the things. And one of the things is looking at our game video. And I know Jason Hayes looks at a lot of his game video. So congratulations, Jason. Kenan Fort. Good to see you, Kenan. Oh, I'm the last to know about Groundhog Day. I'm disappointed. Jesse Montague. I would pronounce it that way. That'd be a traditional pronunciation. Jesse from Medford, Oregon. Good to see you. Scott Burkhart. Kansas City. Kansas City. Yeah. I think we have a matchup with the 49ers in Kansas. And, yeah. I apologize to those fans of other teams than the 49ers in recent weekend. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've had rainy weather here in the Bay Area. Not a fan of the rainy. Give me a cool, sunny day any day. Ron Frazier in the house. Good to see you. Oh, Tannersville, PA. I had no idea. Good to see you, Ron. Going under the needle. Yeah, keep us posted, Kevin. I'm due for a cortisone injection in my hip. Hopefully that will provide me some relief, but we'll see about that. Good morning, Chris Janish in the house from Sioux Falls. Reese Shea. Oh, okay, Reese. Gotcha. Coach. We do have a coach-related clip as a bonus play, so stick around for that. So Greg is in the part of Alaska that Mike has left to do his state final hockey match. Hockey match. And Greg is left to hold down the fort, -41. That is, I would describe that as brisk. Good morning, Greg. Good to see you from Nebraska. The corn hut. I don't know. I don't know state mottos. I think I know. I don't know. Umar from far, far, far away. Good to see you, Umar. Awesome. Dave Bakken in the house. Doug McMillan is here. Okay, fantastic. I'm sure they're, just ask those in your local association, other officials, online at phillyref.com or phillyref on social media usually publishes a listing of officiating camps. I am sure that there you will find something locally. And that's really, Frank, I appreciate that. That's such a big deal. It's just the confidence, right? If we have confidence on the court, we do a better job and the game appreciates us more. There's nothing worse than from the stakeholders in the game dealing with officials who show a lack of confidence or uncertainty, either subtly or in a much more obvious fashion. It creates tension. Everybody is on edge a little bit as a result. If we show strength and confidence on the court, even if I do not agree with that call, right? The stakeholders in the game appreciate strength and confidence. So if we can help enhance that, and one of the things we like to encourage is fake it until you make it, right? Display strength and confidence, even if I don't know if I got that call right, but we're selling it, baby. We're selling it. Good to see you, Frank. Billy Mack is here. Excellent. Well, we can get started. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Kevin Smith has the doubleheader. Ross Effing from Sioux Falls. A little squeak. You hear a little squeak here? My table's squeaking. Dakota Ted, excellent, excellent. Ted, I couldn't get your clip of the bad screen in the game. Yeah, that was awesome. Appreciate that. Kelly Hefner, North Carolina. The Carolinas well represented. Well represented. Ray Allen, part of a cohort here in the Bay Area. We got Stan Whipple, our East Bay contingent, going strong. Good to see you, Ray. That is the Ray Allen. Daryl Young from Michigan. Excellent. Glenn. Voluminous. For Mike's Beard. Definitely voluminous. The Carolinas coming strong. This is not Patty Nelson. This is Patty Nelson's husband. Whose name I forget. I apologize. Forgot. Yeah. Michael Fixon. It's been a while. Good to see you. Randy Wilson. Awesome. Richard Smith. Love it. Love it. Love it. A lot of familiar faces. All right, Paul from North Texas. Congratulations on catching us live. Is that the right thing? Congratulations. Jeremy Taylor from Kansas City. Okay, a little technical glitch there. Let me do that. That's disappointing. Okay, wow. Appreciate everyone joining. Kenneth, good to see you. Y4 Steve. Jack Nelson. Gotcha. Okay, awesome. Well, let's get busy. I am over already. Wow, we started late, and I've gone past the 10 minutes. Ay. Okay. All right. Things in place. Things in place. This is working. Everything's going. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yes. Yes. Let's. Here we are. We're looking at plays. 5 plays. Stick around. Greetings, everyone. Welcome back. 5 Play Friday. We're analyzing game video. We're getting better as basketball officials. We're looking at all the things. Greetings, everyone. My name is Greg Austin with A Better Official. We craft video to help basketball officials get better, and we do that by looking at plays. Let's get started today and look at our very first play, a You Make the Call play. What do you have on this one? All right, rebounding action. What do you have on this play? Put your ruling down in the comments below and stick around to the end of the video. Look at all the things on play number 1. All right, moving on. We're looking at play number 2. Except for live stream viewers. Hey, back at the start of the show, we had that rebounding play. You know that one. What did you have on play number 1? Let's take a look and review all the things.
So that's not a foul. Okay.
All right. Well, our player in white certainly gets a neck full of contact on this play, but our calling official rules a held ball. Is that what you had in this situation? Right. So if we look at our player in black here, even though we end up in this awkward position where the player has been pulled and has an arm around the neck, how did we get to this situation, right? What occurs on this play? Black goes up, gets their hands on the basketball and brings it down. White has their hands on the basketball as well, right? In the official's judgment, this was a held ball ruling. There was no untoward action by the player in black, that would rise to the level of a foul. So sometimes we can get, when we have a situation where 2 players go up for a rebound and they both get their hands on the ball, right? We can have one player pull another player over their back, and our first reaction is, oh, that's illegal contact. But in this situation, that would be legal activity. Let's take a look. Yeah. That's a pretty awkward moment when we have the arm around the neck, but that's what our official had on this play. Kindly white-haired gentleman. Oh. So sometimes during rebounding action, we can have situations where we get multiple players holding the basketball. One pulls them over their shoulder, over the back. Sometimes that contact can be relatively severe, but it's important to recognize that when 2 players are holding the ball so tightly that rough play may ensue, that this is a held ball situation. That could be the thing that happens first, but we have to have, of course, our antennas up for any subsequent action related to the, one player pulls a player over, and then there's a get off me action, or there's some action after the fact. So we'd want to get in quickly in those situations. All right. I want to go here. All right. Did this official get this right? Ooh. No. Mickey's got a common foul. Yeah, definitely. Over the back. We hear the camera operator dad say, that's not a foul. Yeah, we didn't. It's funny, Zuch, how we see this play, and we like that's what, as referees, that's what we're seeing. That's what we're seeing. It's like, wait, you got to fix the net. All right, Mike's got a foul. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't go back far enough. Jack has foul. David's got a foul. Tom's got a foul. Everybody's got a foul. Come on. Our kindly old white-haired ref said held ball. You know, you watch a show where one of the characters has OCD. There are several, obviously, or you know somebody, and it's just, as officials, we see that net, and it's like, I can't look away. I can't look away. We should have fixed it prior to the throw-in. Yeah. Could have come a little quicker. Could have come quicker. Yeah, well, in theory, Lance. Thomas, good to see you. Yep, that's fair. The question is, what happened first? And then if you know, and then we're going to determine subsequent action. But I can appreciate that. Michael is our trail official on this play. Yes. Yeah, they weren't a problem in the game. I mean, they have the outline. Yeah, all right. Paul Felia's here. Excellent. Okay, all right. I'm going here. We've already introduced play number 2. It's from the same game. All right, I'm moving on to here.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's got to hurt. That's got to hurt. So we have a back underplay. We had one last week. We have this one here, right? Double whistle it's an obvious foul. Our player in white, the smaller player, which is often the case in these scenarios, right? Our player in black goes up in an effort to get the ball. Our player in white, boxing out, yes, basically trying to find the other player with their body. Instead finds only legs of an airborne player and causes that player to be displaced. White takes the brunt of it, though. Look at this. Gotta hurt. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? That has got to hurt. That has got to hurt, right? So we have a double whistle. Nobody's showing. This is great. What do you have? What do you have, etc. Also note our trail to the white coach says maybe give her a moment, right? So we don't have to necessarily replace their point guard in this situation. All of the things. But when we have rebounding, traditional boxing out is to apply force with the backside, with the back of the body to the opponent, right? And this is definitely part of basketball. But when the player goes airborne, there's no resistance, leg contact, obvious displacement on this play. We ruled a foul on White in this instance. But indeed, she took the brunt of the play. Man, that's got to hurt. That's got to hurt. Yeah, these kids. Yeah. So back under plays. We had one last week. So also on this play, because we had the play last week where the player who went up was tapping the basketball, and it was a shooting foul. On this play, our center official asks the trail official, Did you have a tap on this play? Because all of our attention on the play is always going to be on those players, and we might not be aware of something that happens up top. As the third official on the crew, we'd want to have great information available on this play. Whew. All right. Some officials are just so exceptional. Calvin Pointer has a foul on White. I don't know any WWE references myself. Doug has a foul on Black. Black A to B. Let's take a look. I could see you make a case for that. I don't have enough. Obviously didn't have enough on this play. Definitely angled back towards the basket. So we have to take into account all of the things, right? Was the I would say we have to take into account all of the things. Yes, there was obviously a jump back. Does that negate the fact that we had the displacement on the play? If in the absence of the jump, if this player had gone straight up, would we have the same result on this play? Absolutely, right? We just get a inside player whose reaction is, I need to make contact and keep pressure on this player. Player goes airborne, the pressure goes away, the player falls over. So it's a processing play, right? And we've got two officials on the call. Both have a whistle on the play. Come together, right? And then we could, if you had a black foul, and I had a white foul, we could talk that through, etc., and come out with a ruling on the play. So we can have two things being true at the same time, is guess what I'm saying. And in terms of coming out with a ruling on the play, what is the best ruling to make in this situation? And I believe White was ahead by 25 at the point. Not that that's a factor. You know, coaches are invariably going to disagree with these calls. I think that's the offending coach will always disagree. They're just boxing out. That's what are they supposed to do, right? Yeah. I like it, Jeff. Yeah, I agree, obviously. This would definitely be in the center's primary. Of course, during a free throw, the center has a lot to do, right? We know that. They are judging players on the lane entering early, free throw line, shooter violating, players in marked lane spaces, boxing out the free thrower, etc. So I would expect an aggressive lead in this situation, but this play needs a whistle. I wouldn't have shocked me if we had 3 whistles on the play. Oh. Okay. Okay, I'm going here. Just a second. Three. Okay. All right, so one of the key components of this play is communication betwixt the crew on this play, both between the 2 calling officials and asking the 3rd official whether this was a try for goal. And having great crew communication, crew chemistry is critical in our game. Fortunately, here at 5 Play Friday, we've got a tremendous crew of show supporters, and we'd like to give them a shout out right here. Who's up on the big board today? Frank O'Connell, Joe Raza, Gene Boglin, Warren Layton, and Jordan McCullough. Much appreciated, much love, super appreciative. You can support the show. We'll put a link on the screen, in the show description, in the first pinned comment, and up above. All right, let's move on. Next play.
Patriots leaps well, and he's been rebounding well for them. 1-4 set, Manus getting it in.
And that's going to be an offensive foul. And that's going to be on Huff. No, on Braxton Reed. I missed that one.
All right. Offensive player on a rip through contacts their opponent with an elbow to the head. Opponent goes down, stays down, definitely displays issues related to a concussion on this play. Let's look at all of the things, our crew communication and habits and fundamentals. On the previous play, we noted we had a hard foul and 2 officials come together, and we're going to have a conversation about this play. This is a play that doesn't need quick judgment. We also have screening action off ball. There's potential confusion about which foul was being called in this situation. We need high communication here. We don't need to rush to report. Right? This is a play that we need to evaluate. What do you have? Is this a possible upgrade play, etc.? Right? We have a player who does a rip-through move. Their arms and elbows move faster than the torso of their body. This was not a pivoting action. This is, I've got this pesky defender right in front of me. He's in my space, man, and I'm going to clear him out, right? So right here, it's like this guy's right. We have that elbow contact. Now this is a natural movement, but we have liability here for this contact to the head of the opponent. I don't see an obvious intent by this player to contact. That's just not the reaction that I have, but this would definitely, to me, rise to the level of an intentional foul. This is an intentional foul. This is excessive contact to the head and neck area, right? What's the impact of this play? This player, offended player, is on the floor displaying a real health emergency situation, right? We see this with the legs tremoring, and we see this in football a lot, right? This is, to me, an emergency medical situation. We've got to get this dealt with immediately. This is significant contact, whether inadvertent or not. I don't believe it was inadvertent. I believe that the player was taking an action related to a player close to them. We see this, and this player is therefore liable if you wanted to upgrade to flagrant. But the key takeaway here is we watch our trail official. They stop. They stop. They give up on officiating the play, right? And we notice on the previous play, two officials both have the foul, and they're both coming together. That's what we would want in this situation. Have a discussion. Are we going to take into the account that this kid is on the floor and his legs are doing this? Yes. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We should, right? We should. So, a great clip to watch. We need to be aware of actions of ball handlers in this situation. And our crew gets the foul. And then we've got an injury. Yeah. So, unfortunate. We don't like to see it in our game where a player gets injured in this fashion, but we have to be ready and willing and able to penalize accordingly. Okay. Oh, I go here. Yeah, I need a button to do that. Larry's with me, minimum intentional, and discuss upgrading beyond that. Now, we don't have to show that immediately, right? We have a foul, but what's the rush to indicate, oh, that's a player control foul? And what was the when we see from this angle, I actually saw two angles on the play. It's possible the center official was ruling an illegal screen on the play. Yeah, Jack, I see that even more now. Another component here is watch our trail official at the start of the clip here, where we are engaged with the coach prior to the throw-in in this fashion. Again, for me personally, when I am engaged in this fashion, I'm not as good an official in the subsequent action. That's all I'm going to say about that. We are doing communication in this fashion. We are at risk. So that's all I'll say about that. Paul has flagrant. Hard to upgrade when you have the other call. So, Could we have simultaneous fouls on this play? Penalize both. Yeah, let me do this. Let me do this. So another factor on this play is the fact that the center official actually seems to be calling the illegal screen off ball, and that's the foul that they report. So our trail official, who also had a foul, thinks that things have been taken care of, right? So there's complexity on this play. Would this be a simultaneous foul, both for the off-ball action and for the on-ball action? Do we penalize both? How would we handle that? But we have to communicate as a crew. Everybody has to have an opinion. Our lead has to help here as well. What do we have? How are we going to adjudicate this play? This is a very complicated scenario and one that penalties need to be enforced. So, a great clip to view. So when we're ready for something like this in our game. Now let me do that. Yeah, I'm going to put that in. Right, it wouldn't be a double foul. It could be a simultaneous foul. So what would be the adjudication of that play? If we did have a simultaneous foul on the same team, we report both fouls, we penalize both fouls. What if the team was in the bonus? Would well, it would be a team control foul, sorry. Something I've intentionally ignored in my life is how to adjudicate simultaneous fouls. Yeah, I would if I was here on this play, I don't know if it'd be correct by rule, and I am the trail official. Here's what I have. We have a player control foul. It is an intentional foul by our player in control. What we should do is disregard the screen and go with penalizing this foul. I don't know if it does by rule, but again, it's not my area of expertise. How would we adjudicate, Mike? If we did adjudicate, if we just report both fouls and penalize the intentional? Now, obviously, this player is not going to be able to attempt their free throws. This player will no longer play in this basketball game. Once they show these tremors on the floor, they are done. They are done. Agree, Michael. Then I don't like it. I do not like it. Two simultaneous fouls by the same team? There'd be no penalty? Well, it's a team control foul here on white 5 for the extending the leg. And it's a great job by our center to get that. But again, we have a player on the floor. There's just no need to rush. Okay. a simultaneous foul by opponents in a situation which is a foul by both teams, and that was not the case here. There were fouls by only one team. I think our guidance here would be if we have 2 fouls on the same team, it's not a multiple foul. Hey, I don't think we can have 2 fouls on the same team in this situation. Whew. Yeah, we're shooting. We're shooting. Okay, we're not spending too much more time on that. That's a play. That is a play. And unfortunately, it's a tough play for our pesky defender on the play. That is not good to see in our game. Okay. All right. Hey, that was a great clip. There's so much meat on the bone in that one. That was a play that was submitted by Dave Anderson. Much appreciated, Dave. If you want to submit a play to 5 Play Friday, there's a link on the screen. You know the usual spots down below. And yes, I will put a link up above. Let's move on and look at our next play.
Now, that'll be by Cooper Goodberry. Chaden. First off, over to Cole. And shot put up from Rhett. Foul.
All right, ultimately we have our trail official recognizing illegal contact on a shooter, but the key portion of this play is the post action and the missed foul by our offensive team. We're early in the game. We're 4 minutes into the first period, right? We'd still be in a mode of establishing and trying to making efforts to clean up our game, right? So we have a situation where we have 2 post players. These are post players, right? They are very tall, they are strong, and they are, what we would traditionally call post players. We want to clean up post action. We want to allow players in the post to compete, but we want to clean up illegal activity. As the player moves across, we see no action, but then right here, where our big for black was looking to guard a player who was driving from the center's primary coverage area, is chucked and taken out of the play. This should be a team control foul on the play. We missed that. And so we'd have to ask ourselves, well, why did we miss this play? Are we looking at the right things? That's when we analyze our game video. That's what we're always looking for. Are the officials in the right place at the right time, looking at the right things? If we are, the system is designed for us to catch this action. So let's take a look, as it were, at all of the things. Right? So we've got our post players, our lead. It has that action. As those players start to move, our lead properly tries to get in front. We'd want a quick rotation here so we can see this post action. Our trail has off-ball action here. And then right here, where the ball is caught in the center's primary coverage area with no primary defender. The primary defender is taken out of the play. As lead in this situation, our first reaction should be, where's my secondary defender? Where's my secondary defender? And officiate their action. So our big for black here is taken out of the play by this illegal contact by white. They were, going to defend this cutting player and were bumped from behind and bumped off their spot. This is a foul and should be ruled so by rule. But why would we miss it? If, as center, we are watching the ball and not the defender, we could miss it. I think the additional players coming in from behind, though, might have distracted our lead momentarily. Obviously, we don't have a lot of room here to work as lead, so we could get a deeper look and more perspective on the play. But in the end, we missed that chuck. Our trail official does a good job of staying engaged, a little jumpy on the call, and getting the obvious foul on the shot. So, takeaways on a play like this are, first of all, this is the essential thing we do when we analyze our game video. It's great to see plays that are unusual and occur in the game. But what we want to do when we're analyzing our own game video is just look at our habits and fundamentals, and when there's something that jumps off that is obvious, how and why did we miss it, right? And also, so we look at the play. What if you're the trail official on this play? Could you get this foul? Would you be willing to get this obvious foul by white that is not in your primary coverage area, right? Do you have that willingness as an official in that situation? Or are we observing something else? We want to have a big picture view here. Let's see what we got from the trail. Not a lot going on in their primary. So, yeah. So, when we analyze our game video, we're looking at all the things, right? Sometimes things happen in our game. We missed a call. Why did I miss this call in my primary? Because I was looking at something else, etc. We take that. We just try to work. We try to improve our game for the next game. What can you do? There's water under the bridge. But a great play to look at to analyze all of the things on the play. I concur. Yeah, okay. All right. If that's the criteria, Zooch, if that's the criteria, a missed call in your primary, there are no state final officials. Or simultaneous. I agree, Ron, but if the trail came and got that would be an absolute crew saver. Absolute. And so, we always have to say, are we comfortable coming out of our primary to get an obvious foul? I don't think the lead is straight lined on the play. I think the lead is distracted. They're in great position. This is their matchup, right? They're here. The ball swings. They're there. I don't know. I love it. I assume it's I assume there's a local quarry. I assume. And an industry, either past or present. Yeah, I agree, Ron. I agree. right? Because we're not going to rotate in this situation. Once the drive comes from the C, we're not rotating. Wait, where am I? Let's go here. Once we have this action right here, we are not going to rotate. So we see our players go across, and I would try to get a better angle by stepping in sort of deep, up against the wall. That would be my reaction on the play, so that I could have a broader view as opposed to instead of this view of my defender and the ball handler, then I have more this view. It's a little broader. Yeah. Call the obvious. So if you're the lead, if I'm the lead on this play and you call this from the trail, what am I doing? I am giving you the hugest hug. Thank you, partner. Oh my God. I cannot thank you enough. That's what we want to do as a crew, right? Gotta do it. It's for the game. This is an obvious foul, and we were should have gone the other way, and we end up with a shooting foul for the team that committed the foul. Awesome. Work's overrated. Oh, wait a minute. I think the lead did everything right until this point where they're sort of drifting in. I think there's an impression of a look back a little bit, and we got distracted. That was a whale. And also, if you're the center, what are you officiating? Right? You're the center here. And you've got this primary matchup. What are you officiating? This defensive player who went for the steal is not part of the play, right? So we can pick up secondary defenders in this situation. Yeah. I would say this is a bad miss. If this was my crew and I'm the lead, this is a bad miss. It's a bad miss by me. It's a bad miss by our crew. This is an obvious foul with two outside officials, nothing in their primary. Yeah. I'm not putting this all on the lead. That's all. That's all. I'm not putting it all on the lead, especially if I was the lead. Oh, thanks for that clip, Chris. That's a great clip just to analyze all the things, right? And again, it's so important when we analyze our game video is what are we looking at? What causes us to be reluctant to put a whistle on a play if we do see a foul? What are those contributing factors? How can we come to a better understanding? How can I pre-game something with my crew so that when these situations that I may be reluctant to make a call out of my primary, I'm reluctant. I just want to stay in my primary, right? And we communicate before the game, and I'm one of your three other officials, and I'm like, put a whistle on the play. I will thank you. Put a whistle on obvious fouls. If we have that mindset, we're so much stronger as a crew. The system is designed for that. Players have primary coverage area, or officials have primary coverage areas. That's very clear. It's very straightforward. That's my defender. Great. We also have secondary coverage areas. All officials on the court have a secondary coverage area. And then we also have a situation where if there is an obvious foul, the system is designed to make rulings on those plays from various points on the floor. As Eric Lewis likes to say, the system of coverage areas is not to build fences. It's just to create a boundary, right? It's a boundary. That's the lead's call, baby. That's a foul. Yeah, we got to go get those. Got to go get those. Got to put the game ahead of the crew, ahead of you. Do what's right for the game each and every time. Okay, let's move on. Next play. Whew. Well, we've had some hard fouls in the game today, we've had some hard fouls in the show today, so it's always good to get a little palate cleanser, little humor. Let's take a look at a bonus play today. Okay, I am very disappointed in our trail official on this play. I am very, very, very disappointed. Why? Because they missed the opportunity to give an emphatic safe signal after stopping the clock. This was a tremendous slide by our head coach, right? Ball goes in, we notice our trail official, head turns, immediately recognizing the coach may request a timeout in this situation. That is a great habit and fundamental. Our coach is eager and excited, catches an edge, and just a tremendous pop-up slide. I am impressed. But the lack of a safe signal here makes this one a little tough to swallow. No, but many great habits, in this end of game situations, etc. We need to be aware of requested timeouts and, just building in habits and fundamentals. Our trail official, when the ball goes in, immediately turns to the coach to see if that's the case. So this is a great positive on the play, despite my frustration at the last lack of a safe signal here for emphasis. Maybe it was a tense game, but a fun play. We like fun, right? We see a lot of hard fouls. We see a lot of things in the game that are not fun. So a little levity in this situation is great for our officials and our players. All right, well, I have to thank everyone for joining us today for 5 Play Friday. Much appreciated. Sticking around to the end of the video. We have additional video content for you, but first of all, the key thing to do is hit like, subscribe, and notify so you don't miss out on any of our new content. We go live every Friday during the week. Thank you, Tech Team Associate Member. Let's do this over again. Hold on. I'm going here. I'm going here. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video today. A great favor would be if you would like the video. It helps us a lot with the YouTube algorithm, gets us in front of more basketball officials so we can all get better together. Before we go, though, we are better for our group of tremendous show supporters who help fuel our broadcast. On the show supporter big board today, Frank O'Connell, Joe Raza, Gene Boglin, Warren Layton, and Jordan McCullough. Much appreciated and much love. You want to be a show supporter? A link is here on the screen. It's in the usual places, and it is up above. Awesome. Additional video content is available, as well as a training opportunity over here. See you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Except for live stream viewers, we got more plays. I kind of screwed that up, but I appreciate the heads up. All right, live stream action. Let's look at bonus place. So I've got a correctable error scenario. Let's take a look at that.
Number 22, Leah Nelson. First, second team foul.
So I'm going to go here and here. Uh-oh. So we have a situation. I think what occurs here is that the player who fouls, this is their 5th foul. Yeah, I think white 12 here has committed their 5th foul, but our officials don't know it. And then our table says that's 5. And so we, even though the ball had become live, we bring a sub in, and that is where our crew goes wrong. This is should be 2 free throws awarded in this situation to our black team, who in the 4th period has only scored 14 points so far. They make it, and the game goes on. This happens in basketball. The players just change. They just go under an assumption. Once this player steps to go to take the basketball, everybody just adapts, right? We do see some reaction by our shooter, who starts giving clues to the ref. Hey, I only shot 1, and her coach. Right? She's telling us we made a mistake. We don't pick up on that, right? Busy officiating. And in the end, ball goes in, and we have another foul. So what our crew does is they get together and they say, okay, this is correctable. And since we've already got the players lined up and it's the same shooter, we'll just have her shoot 2, right? So this is obviously incorrect the way it's handled. If we also look, let's go, right? we've got a discussion with one coach, ultimately a discussion with another coach, etc., right? So how we would want to handle this situation is we have a correctable error situation. First of all, 3 things. Correctable error situation. What is the point of interruption? Point of interruption, this player shooting and one, shooting a 1 free throw, right? We have a scored goal, black on the line for 1 free throw. That's our point of interruption. Has there been a change of possession in the game? Those 2 things we need to know, right? Black got the ball, or white got the ball, and then black and then scored, and then black got the ball. Is the error correctable? Has the time frame passed? The ball became live. The shot was missed. Went down the other end. A goal was scored. The ball became dead. The ball then became alive again for the resulting throw-in, and the play continued, and we have a foul down here. This is no longer correctable. But what we want to do is gather those first 2 facts, in case it is correctable, come together as a crew, discuss the ruling. Here's the ruling on the play. This is no longer correctable by rule. If necessary, it would seem appropriate in this situation, get the coaches together, explain the ruling. Coaches, we have a correctable error situation. By rule, this erroneously not awarding that player a second free throw is not correctable by rule. Again, it's out of our hands. It's not correctable by rule. We're moving on. Coach, you have my apologies. I can appreciate that, etc., but it's not correctable. We're moving on. The result, we're going to play from this 1 free throw, right? That would be a great way to handle it in this situation. But reminders, though, get the information you need to help you with your ruling. Has there been a change of possession? And what's the point of interruption in case that's a necessary part of the equation? So, a long clip on correctable error. There's that. That's nits. Nits. Everybody just moves on. It's amazing. Nope. It should, yes. So obviously, if that is what happened, I'm assuming that. But is this not, though, also an example of me time during a free throw? We are so prone to checking out. It's 24-14 in the 4th period. You know, maybe this is the second game of a doubleheader, or we've had other games, etc. There's lots of variables. Also, you could say, all right, look, wait a minute. Like, I'm the center official on this play. Let's say, from the center's perspective, you think she didn't foul her. That wasn't a foul, right? On the shot, because it's in a dual coverage area, right? Primary matchup here. And maybe you're thinking about that. It's like, yeah, I don't think it was a foul, but maybe, put them on the line, they're losing, etc. You just have thoughts. You have thoughts that are not related to the game. And your trail official, he's kind of, potentially disengaged as well. I'll let these 2 guys official it. Yeah. So, it happens. It happens. It happens. All right. Wait a minute. Oh, I see. I see what I did wrong. Okay, let's move on and look at another play. This is a good one. All right. I'd say we have unofficiated action on this play. My understanding is that a foul was ruled on black in this situation. Obviously, it would have to be unofficiated for us to come up with that ruling. One thing I love is our center official says, that's a hot spot, right? We're at the end of the game. Who knows how the game is gone? We've got a player on the floor in front of the opponent's bench. Let's get over there. Let's get over there, right? There's so many opportunities for things to go wrong there. Don't see the urgency from the other officials on the play. I do not see the trail official at all on this play. Was this player officiated up, down, and a little bit more? Obviously not. So Mike Myers, maybe you can help us with whether my impression is correct that this was ruled a foul on black. This should obviously be a foul on white. This would be either intentional or flagrant, depending on your judgment on the play. Okay. Shane, on the previous play, the play was no longer correctable after the ball became live after the goal at the other end. The ball becomes dead on a scored goal, and after the ball became live for the throw-in, player picks up the basketball, official begins their count. The ball has become live. That would be too late. So when the ball went through the basket, we still had an opportunity to correct, but after that, no longer. That is not what I would have. Yeah, not quite correct. It's not after it's inbounded. It's after it becomes live. It becomes live during the throw-in. Common foul. Oh, I didn't even realize the ball went in. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Ball goes in. Center doesn't mirror a score. A foul was ruled on black. Yeah, so that's obviously unofficiated, right? First of all, our lead is in great position. I love this mirroring the ball, but they are looking at what they're supposed to be looking at. And then they catch the end of the action. Even if you caught the end of that, yeah, maybe it's just that moment where they were officiating what they should be officiating. Whew. Dave being the lead, right? This is the trails play in high school mechanics. This is the trails. Up, down, and a little bit more. If you are watching the flight of the ball, which so many officials do, you miss this play, we get it wrong, not good. Not good. And this is a tinderbox situation right here, right? Where the player who's been offended is pulled down into the bench, maybe a kid on the bench who's not paying attention, hits his head with a shoe, with his foot or something like that. And anytime there's any sort of energy between players in a bench area, there's such a possibility of things screwing up. So I love our center official coming over here with this energy. Well, the foul was ruled on black, but there is no team control, so no matter who fouls in this situation, the goal will be scored. The foul does not cause the ball to become dead unless it's by an airborne player. I don't think he was an airborne player. Oh, that's a great question. If we were airborne and pulled this down, oh, that would be crazy. What if he was airborne, Mike? I don't think he is. I don't know. I think there's a little bit there. I think there's a little bit there for going intentional. The ball is not dead when the foul occurs. The ball is dead right there. Yeah, it was the brief, for the lead, it was the brief look away. But they're not supposed to be looking there. They don't need to be looking there. What's the trail looking at? Pisses me off. I agree. I think he did. I agree. All right. Okay, we got one more play. Let's go here for live stream viewers. So this is a play. Let's just enjoy all the goodness here. I might talk over it. I think I will. Let's do this. I'll go here. And then I will go here, right? So let's look at this play. Very close game. Final minute and 20 seconds or so. Both teams nearing the bonus. Let's take a look. So we got a throw in. Held ball situation. Held ball is ruled green ball. Perfect. Timeout is requested and granted. Let's take a look. Okay. Timeout mechanics, end of game situation. First of all, on this throw-in, we have to remember AP throw-in, right? Because the arrow won't be switched until, and if something occurs before the throw-in ends, then we need to be aware of that. All right. So, Coach has been on Instagram and the Tiki-Taki, and he's got a plan, baby. They're going to do a fancy throw-in play that he's just drawn up in the huddle. Unfortunately, this is a designated spot throw-in. We inform the teams this is going to be a high communication situation. And now they're just going to, we're going to take maybe a little more time than we would normally to explain this, Coach. No, we're not going to that. You can't do that. You can't do that unless it's after a scored goal. White coach is like, can we get on with the game? What's the delay for? Uh-oh. We have a foul ruled on green in this situation. We have an injured player. She's down for a while. She appears to be hit in the head. What are all of the things? How are we going to resume the game? We We have a discussion with our crew how we're going to resume. Some disagreement. All right, everybody thinks this is a bonus foul situation. Our lead is fighting for getting things right and makes the explanation that there will be no free throws on this situation. We will have a resulting throw-in, which is the correct ruling. Let's go here. But ironically, or coincidentally, it was done for the wrong reasons. Our official thought that since there was no team control, that as a result, there should be no free throws. Of course, this is a team control foul. During a throw-in, there is team control granted, and it is only for the administration of fouls. So this was a team control foul. It should have been identified at the spot of the original foul. Let's look at all of the things, right? We have a held ball situation, throw in. Our crew handles this part great. We have confusion coming out of the timeout. And now we have a throw-in situation. Now, if you determine that White gains player control here, then we would have a result of free throws. That is not the case, though. There is no control gained. We have a team control foul. A teammate of the thrower commits a foul while the ball is loose here. This should be identified. Again, team control fouls, we want to identify them in the game because late in the game wants to shoot free throws. Your partners want to shoot free throws. The teams expect to shoot free throws. And so we have to identify these. Now, one thing I will say, when you have an injured player in this situation, get away. Get away. There's no advantage to be gained by having a coach in close proximity whose player has just been kneed in the head. They have an opportunity to express their displeasure at your lack of recognizing fouls all game long, getting their players hurt, etc. I would not engage with the coach in this situation. Get away. Let them deal with their player. I mean, we're human beings, and we're concerned for the safety and of the players, etc. We want to help. We want to be empathetic, etc. This is just not the time to do it. Our crew should have already determined. So while that player was on the floor, we should have already had this discussion. So, we don't want to wait until after the fact. So I think our calling official or our administering official for the resulting throw-in should have gotten his crew together, been away from the injured player, gotten things straight, made the correct ruling. That was a team control foul. White never gained possession. It's a team control foul by rule, end line throw-in. Make sure that both coaches, because now you're the White team in this 1-point game, and we're going to resume play with the throw-in. I didn't draw up a throw-in play. Right? They are disadvantaged by us not communicating that going in. So in the end, we get the play right. And that's, somebody who's really taught me a lot about officiating said sometimes you get the play right for the wrong reasons. And that's not a success, right? We want to get plays right for the right reasons. And yeah. So, a great play to see. I can't believe the coach came out with that 5 players out of bounds play. Mike, that was my first impression. When I watch it in super slow-mo, I am not sure that she did kick it. Obviously, that would have stopped play. That was my first impression when I saw the play. But I slowed it down quite a bit. Yes, it did. It did end the throw-in, Billy Mack, and I think you are playing devil's advocate, because of course you know that even though the throw-in had ended, team control does not end in this situation until team attempts a try for goal, the opponent gains control of the ball, or the ball becomes dead. Unless one of those three things happens, this resulting foul by Green is a team control foul by rule. Smarty pants. I'm digging it. I've adapted. I knew the biggest thing with the undershirts was going to be just getting used to it visually. When the NBA started allowing players to wear different colored undershirts, they would, compression. It's like it was so visually obnoxious to me. And now I've adapted. Oh, okay. All right, Tony. Awesome. Thanks for joining. Yeah, it's a good... So first of all, it's an end-of-game situation. End-of-game situation. All of our skills need to come to bear, and any breakdowns in our habits and fundamentals open the door. That's sort of the key. In end-of-game situations, we want to get everything 100% correct, right? Because any mistakes we make are going to impact the game. If we'd allowed these free throws to be attempted, we are impacting the result of this game. That's terrible and to be avoided at all costs. So, if we display habits and fundamentals in our end-of-game situation that we could have improved prior, and when the pressure of the game comes to bear, it will put pressure on habits and fundamentals that we don't have ingrained. Let's put it that way. If we have weak areas, it's going to show up and it's going to compound in these situations. Warren, I assume you're talking about the previous free throw. Well, that's a tremendous, Jacob, and thank you. Jacob, I appreciate the fact that you have not brought up the Golden State Warriors. I appreciate that fact. Okay, awesome. Well, as we like to do, we're going to wrap it up. Yeah. So I've got a doubleheader tonight. I'm sure everybody's got games tonight. It is Friday in February. Come on, let's go. And do me a favor, if you would you call it both ways? Come on, man. Have a good one, everybody.